How much are the ATV oil change costs at your dealership? Welcome to the channel. This is a subject I wanted to do a video on because on the weekend I ran into a couple out on the trail and we got talking. We're talking about service work done on machines and that. And the one guy was telling me that he paid $250 for an oil and filter change at the dealership. Yes, a simple oil and filter change, which isn't hard to do and isn't very costly. They charged him $250. And now I'm talking Canadian prices, but it'll be relevant to the US, same thing, and all over the world actually. This shocked me because I was thinking, how can a dealership justify charging that much for a simple oil and filter change? I've always done my own oil and filter changes on my ATV and my side-by-side, and I've never taken it anywhere, so I was oblivious to how much they charge. Now, I'm not saying all ATV dealerships will gouge their customers, but from the information I'm gathering and talking to those people on the weekend, I was like, wow, I gotta look into this a little further. An ATV oil change is the most basic maintenance you can do on an ATV. Unlike a car or truck, you don't even have to raise it on a lift to do an oil change. Now, I understand a dealership has to make money to run their business and pay their employees, but they don't have to do it by gouging the customer. Now, speaking from Canadian prices, what if, let's say, for example, that labor is $100 and the oil and filter is $50, including the rubber O-ring that goes behind the filter cover and the crush washer for your drain plug. Hell, even the cost of disposing your dirty oil filter for environmental reasons doesn't cost that much. Actually, today I booked an appointment to have the oil and filter change done on my full-size truck at a dealership. You know how much that's going to cost? That's going to cost me $115. I think that's reasonable, don't you? So tell me how an ATV oil change can be more expensive than a truck or a car. I'd like to know. Here is some more information that'll piss you off. Yesterday I phoned 3 dealerships and I asked each one how much you charge for an oil and filter change on a 2021 CFMOTO ZForce 500 ATV. And as I expected, I got 3 different price points from each dealership. But first, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to share some good information with you, and at least give me a thumbs up on this video for wearing the cool STP oil hat. So here are the service charges I got from those dealerships. Number 1, the dealership I called, I won't name any dealerships here, but anyways, so the first dealership I called, the guy told me it would cost $150 for an oil and filter change on this ZForce 500. And he actually explained what it was. He says it's $95 or $100 for labor and $50 for the oil and filter. And I thought, well, at least he explained what it was for, and it was kind of reasonable. Still more expensive than the cost of a truck, but it's kind of reasonable compared to what you're going to hear next. So the next dealership I called, they said around $300. Are you crazy? $300. So that's double the $150. And I'm like, I wonder what he gives me for $300. He didn't break down what the charges were for that service. And I thought, okay, I'll talk to you soon. Now the third one I called was $250, just like that couple I was talking to. They were charged $250. Well, this dealership was charging $250 and again, didn't break down what the charges were for. And I don't know about you, but this is unacceptable. What can we do about it though? Again, stick around to the end of this video because I'll have some help for you. But basically, we have 2 choices. Number 1 is if you have a mechanic who does the oil and filter changes or any mechanical maintenance on your ATV or side-by-side, and they don't overcharge you and you believe they are doing a good job for you, I would actually give them a tip because they are rare. Appreciate them and let them know that you appreciate them. Number 2, you can learn how to do an oil and filter change on your ATV or side-by-side. It's not hard and shouldn't take a beginner any longer than an hour. All you need is a few basic tools and some guidance. And guess what? That's where I come into play. I have videos that will show you how to change the oil and filter on your ATV or side-by-side. It doesn't matter what kind of ATV or side-by-side you have. They're basically all the same. I will leave links to those videos down below in the description of this video, plus at the end of this video. I will also be creating new tutorials on how to change your oil and filter on your ATV or side-by-side in the very near future. But for now, the videos I share at the end of this video will help you greatly. The majority of people will be able to follow those steps and do their own oil and filter service. And in those new videos, I'll also include some other maintenance tips for your ATV and side-by-side. And you know what? I would greatly appreciate any comments that you leave below this video. Give me an idea what your dealerships have charged you for a simple oil and filter change. And let me know what currency it's in, if it's Canadian or US, and do you think that they overcharged you for that service? And before you go, just to give you a heads up on what you'll need to do your own oil and filter change on your ATV. First of all, you're going to need your oil and your filter. Most of the times the black O-ring that's behind the filter cover you can reuse. Every once in a while you can change it. I'll have information on those later on. Even the crush washer for your drain bolt, you don't have to change that every time. Maybe every 2 or 3 oil changes you can change that. You will need a ratchet and socket. You'll need a drain pan, some rags. You can wear gloves if you like, just basic stuff. And of course you'll need your manual, because your manual will tell you where everything is on your particular machine. It'll tell you how much oil that you need, how many liters. For this ATV, it's like 3 or just under 3 liters. And that's basically it. And next time, if you decide to go to your dealership and get your oil and filter changed, ask them what they're charging you that amount of money for. So let's say it's like the one I got a quote from, the one dealership. If they're charging you $300, ask them, what's that for? Explain, break it down for me. How much of that is labor and how much of that is your oil and your filter? And I have a feeling that if they're charging an outrageous amount like that, even anywhere from $200 to $300, they're going to be stumped at what to say, because probably nobody really asks. And if they back up what they're saying, I'd actually go find a new dealership or change the oil yourself. Again, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.